Cyclone Amphan, the first super cyclonic storm in the Bay of Bengal for 20 years, has made landfall in Bangladesh and India in the last few hours. Now, this is a satellite map which shows the storm making its approach up the east coast of India. It's being categorized as an extremely severe weather system with winds gusting up to 185 kilometers per hour. That's the equivalent of a Category 5 hurricane. The cyclone system is around 500 kilometers in diameter, and these images were sent into the BBC by a local resident in Kolkata in the state of West Bengal, which, well, as you can see, has experienced the full force of the storm with those torrential rainfalls. The BBC's Amisaba Batasali is in Kolkata and described the situation there.
My building has lost electricity, the telephone network is gone, so I am here with the candle. The mobile network, however, is still going on. But the situation just outside this window is worse. I went outside a little while ago to record something, but I was nearly blown away. I'm getting reports from across the city as well as from the coastal districts that the situation is pretty bad there. Thousands of trees, electricity poles are down. But how much devastation this cyclone has caused, we'll get to know only tomorrow morning.
Well, evacuation measures are taking place. These are just some of the pictures from the east coast of India. Millions of people have now been evacuated, but the situation has been rather complicated by coronavirus, with authorities trying to limit the number of people going into shelters. Now, originally classed as a super cyclone, Amphan has been moving north over the Bay of Bengal for the last few days. The system is hundreds of kilometers wide and it poses a real huge risk to the south coast of Bangladesh, including to the Rohingya refugee camp in Cox's Bazar. Coronavirus restrictions have also been hampering relief efforts. Yogita Lamai has sent us this update from Mumbai.
We have these cyclones every year in the Bay of Bengal. A lot of effort over the last 2 decades has been put into these sort of early warning systems, into then getting people to move to shelters, into prepping these shelters. So, you know, they're pretty practiced when it comes to actual evacuation. What has, however, made it difficult this time around, and, you know, that's what the disaster response chief was talking about as well, is that you also have a coronavirus outbreak to contend with. And in sort of lashing rain, in gusting winds, you can't necessarily maintain all of those protocols. So then when you get to the shelters, that's when you try to make sure that everything is clean. They've been trying to sanitize them. They say, you know, thankfully schools and colleges have all been closed here because of the coronavirus crisis. And so they've been able to take those in as additional cyclone shelters so that they can allow for some social distancing.
Now, while it is hard to assess the scale of the damage right now, officials say that they believe that the devastation is widespread. Our India correspondent Yogita Lamai reports.
Nothing stands a chance against the might of this storm. It's plundered its way through the Indian state of West Bengal, neighbouring Bangladesh also in its path. Hunkered inside, even those used to seeing cyclones every year are stunned by the fury.
I've never seen something like this ever in my life. I've never seen something like this. It went on continuously for 3 hours without any signs of slowing down. From inside my home, I could hear tin roofs flying around. I could hear trees getting uprooted.
On the shores, seawater surged in. Along with heavy rainfall, it's caused flooding in many areas. Over the past 2 days, relief workers have moved millions to safety. But this year, the coronavirus crisis is an added fear. Social distancing difficult in cyclone shelters. For these people, it's hard to imagine what they'll go home to once the storm passes.
It will be the poor who will be affected here. These are poor districts inhabited by poor people with thatched huts and tin roofs and asbestos roofs. And it is equally devastating. They'll lose property.
And as it crosses over to Bangladesh, more homes, more lives in its deadly path. Yogita Lamai, BBC News, India.